question or make a comment, and you can raise your hand and come up. Or if you're listening on Pal Talk, you can raise your hand on there, and Bob will enter your question into the text, and Bob will relay your question to us. But why don't we begin? Oliver?
Chris, can you read Deuteronomy 7, verse 7 through 10?
Deuteronomy 7, beginning in verse 7. It says, Jehovah did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people, but because Jehovah loved you, and because he would keep the oath, which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath Jehovah brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know that Jehovah thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face.
In these verses, we see salvation and judgment. And what I was wondering about is verse 10, where it says, He repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to them that hateth him. He will repay them to his face. I was looking at this word, repay, in Strong's number 79, 99. I was wondering, was this harmonized with 2 Thessalonians 1:6, where it talks about the recompense of tribulation?
Yeah, I think it would tie in because God's whole program of judgment is vengeance. And for instance, he says in Romans 12, 19, Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So the wrath of God is repayment for transgression. One of the transgressions that God certainly has noted and has indicated he will repay is the shedding of blood of his people. And so with Babylon shed blood. Actually, the Bible says that all the blood in Revelation 18 of all of God's people is to be required of Babylon. It says in Revelation 18, verse 20, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And then after giving some descriptive language that the gospel, the light of the gospel, is no longer to be found in her, it says in the last verse, verse 24, And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. And that's a problem for anyone who thinks Babylon is exclusively the church. Well, what about the blood of Abel? It wasn't the church that slew Abel, and you can go many of the Old Testament saints. Well, God says of all the saints, He'll require their death upon Babylon, because Babylon is the kingdom of Satan of this world, which now includes the corporate church. But it has been the world all through history, in one way or another, that has slain God's people, either literally or spiritually. And that's the blood that will be required of the kingdom of Babylon, of Satan and his kingdom.